I am bringing you the best drugstore makeup dupes for our favorite high-end products. I actually did one side of my face with high-end luxury makeup and the other side of my face with what I think are their perfect drugstore dupes. Can you guys guess? Take a guess, comment down below, which side do you think is the side of the drugstore, which side do you think is the side of the dupes? So we are starting with the famous Tasha, the Silk Canvas Primer. Very, very, very expensive primer. Guys, this is not only a dupe, but the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer is arguably better than the Tasha Silk Canvas. So both of these are packaged very similarly, where they're both in like a tub and they come out in a cream consistency. I actually like the drugstore dupe better. Let's put these on. As I said, I'm going to be doing one side with luxury. I'm going to be doing the other side with drugstore. So this is going to be luxury, this is going to be drugstore. I'm going to be looking this way, don't mind me. That is where my mirror is. As you can see, the Tasha Silk Canvas, it goes on really, really smooth. I probably didn't need this much. I'm used to putting it on my entire face. We're just going to be putting it on half of our face today. This primer just feels really, really amazing. It does such a good job with your makeup. It just gives your skin a nice canvas to apply your makeup with. And the e.l.f. one works just as well. I like the e.l.f. one better. I feel like my makeup stays on slightly longer and looks slightly better than the Tasha. You can see it's really similar in consistency. My holy grail of all holy grail foundations is this one. This is the Clinique Even Better foundation. It has SPF 15 in it. I am quite honestly so shocked that not a lot of beauty gurus talk about this foundation because it is amazing. And I wonder if it's because maybe Clinique doesn't do a lot of like PR and they don't send a lot of these out. I have mine in the color CN40. The perfect drugstore dupe for that is this one right here, and this is the Wet n Wild foundation in the color Soft Beige. Clinique Even Better foundation right there. Wet n Wild I'm going to put on this side. It gives you that coverage that you want, but it's not super sticky and thick like some of those full coverage foundations out there. Like, I seriously don't know how this is not a viral, like, amazing product. All you need is your fingertips, and look how freaking beautiful that is. So now I'm going to show you how the Wet n Wild applies. I definitely put too much, but the Wet n Wild applies very, very similar with that same consistency. Now you guys can take a look. This is the Clinique side and this is the Wet n Wild side, and it is so similar in coverage. It is so beautiful. It leaves your skin glowy. It doesn't dry you out. It's amazing. We have our most famous freaking concealer of everyone's life is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. These e.l.f. concealers work just as freaking well. I have the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer in a shade that is way too light for me, and then I have the e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer, which is in a shade too dark for me, so I actually mix these two concealers and it's perfect. The Tarte Shape Tape. Here we go. Then on this side, I'm going to be putting the e.l.f. As you can see, it's way too light. I'm gonna use a darker one. I'm even going to be using a beauty blender on this side and a beauty blender dupe on this side. These sponges I get off of Amazon, and they're like, I think a pack of 5 for like $8 for these. They work just as well as the freaking beauty blender. So amazing. I dampen these sponges, by the way, so they are damp. And I'm just going to press the Tarte Shape Tape into my skin. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me for an updated skincare routine. I did one last year. There's just a couple of things that are different that I do now that I didn't do last year, so I'll definitely update you on that. You know, skincare is really important, especially when it comes to makeup, because they kind of go hand in hand. Beautiful, snatched. Oh yes. This side is the e.l.f. concealer, and I'm going to blend it in with the Beauty Blender dupe sponge. I almost feel like the drugstore products give me a little bit more of a matte finish versus the high-end luxury products gives me more of a dewy finish. But either way, both are still really gorgeous. So I have the famous Anastasia Brow Wiz right here. This brow product is probably like America's like #1 brow product at the moment. CoverGirl recently came out with an ultra fine brow pencil. This is her right here, and wow, is this so close to the Anastasia. I have Anastasia right here on this side. I just completely fill them in, and then I'm going to brush it out. CoverGirl. So this is in soft brown. All of you Anastasia Beverly Hills Brows people know that you go every month and buy the same pencil. And now you don't have to. You can just buy the CoverGirl one because it works just the same. So this is Anastasia. This is the CoverGirl. I love drugstore dupes. We are going to be setting our face, which I totally forgot to do. I am going to be taking the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish setting powder. I have mine in the color number 2. The e.l.f. I don't even know what this is called. I think that this is like the e.l.f. press powder or the e.l.f. setting powder. I have mine in the color Fair Light. And I'm just going to grab a little bit of this powder. I'm going to press and set my makeup on this side. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury. Obviously, it looks gorgeous. Charlotte Tilbury always has amazing makeup. Now I'm going to do e.l.f. on this side. And we're going to set. So you guys can see how beautiful they both set. Obviously, this side is slightly darker. Both of the powders are very, very fine, and they set your makeup in really, really well. Super similar consistency. Wears about the same. Like, we have Benefit Cosmetics Hoola Bronzer. This is my holy grail bronzer of all time. I absolutely love this bronzer. It applies so well. It's just perfect. The Physicians Formula bronzer. This is their multicolored bronzer in the color bronzer. It literally says bronzer. Colors and the formulas are super, super similar. I'm gonna do Hoola on this side, obviously. This goes on so beautifully. The Physicians Formula. I really, really love, ooh, took a little bit too much. I really, really love Physicians Formula as a drugstore brand. To me, Physicians Formula almost feels more high-end. So just like the Benefit Hoola bronzer, this bronzer is also really, really finely like milled. It's easy to apply. It's buildable. And it just looks so gorgeous. It's even, I feel like, a little bit more pigmented than the Hoola. Here we have Hoola by Benefit, amazing, fabulous. And then we have Physicians Formula in bronzer. Anyway, I'll link it down below. Ciate London. So it looks just like this. This blush made me fall in love with blush. An amazing dupe for this blush is actually from e.l.f. Cosmetics. And e.l.f. has these blushes that are primer infused that go on, again, like super milled, super fine, really easy and really buildable. High end on this side. Are going to do the e.l.f. on this side. I think something about it being primer infused like makes it last longer, or like makes it go on smoother or something, but it's really nice and beautiful and amazing. So this is the high-end blush and this is the e.l.f. blush. Really gorgeous. I'm freaking Natasha Denona. Her eyeshadow palettes are so good and so expansive. Over here I have the NYX Ultimate Edit palette. NYX has these palettes in a bunch of different colors. They are not exact, but they are kind of in the same kind of color story. They're both very, very finely milled and very easy to apply on the eyes, but the Natasha Denona is just slightly more buttery. To be just going in with the pink one right here from Natasha Denona. And I'm going to sweep this across my eye. And then I'm going to take a little bit just to put it under. Now I'm going to go in with the similar color in this NYX palette right here. And then I'm going to do the same thing and sweep it over. This color is slightly more pigmented. So if you are looking for like a Natasha Denona type of palette, NYX has a bunch of these like Ultimate Edit palettes. It'll give you like that similar feel and look. We have Kylie Jenner's lip liner in the color Candy K, and this is a really, really popular lip liner and lip color. An amazing dupe is the NYX Slim Lip Pencil. This is my favorite lip pencil, and this is in the color Peekaboo. One side with the Kylie. So that's the Kylie side, and then I'm going to do the other side with the NYX. The NYX one is slightly lighter than the Kylie one. As you guys can see, the formula and the consistency are really, really similar. So that was my drugstore makeup dupes video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like this video, if you like my content, please don't forget to subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, and leave a comment if you would like. I hope you guys all have a wonderful, fabulous day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!